Hey guys, how y'all doing today? Sorry, it's been a minute or two since I posted anything. We've had a lot going on, and since I haven't had a camera other than my phone, I've neglected to do these things. But things changed again, and we needed another vehicle. So I found one, and hopefully it'll turn out to be pretty good. But it needs a lot of work for what we plan on it. So this is where we're going to start. Yesterday, I took all of this makeshift cobbled together shelf construction thing, and then this assembly, which is a cage assembly, security cage assembly, out of that. And what we have here is, hold on just a second. What we have here is a 1995 Chevy Astro van, cargo model, and it had that cage mounted in here. It was originally up here, but it got moved. I put the chair in here so I could work, but there was a bunch of stuff in here. It had that shelf on that side over there, and it had the cage came down that side here. And then it had a bench seat out of a Ford Econoline that was mounted to these brackets that had been screwed to the floor across here and over there. So I had to take all that stuff out so I can clean all of this out. Now, our goal is to make, our goal is to do a conversion on this van. And the cargo vans are the best ones since they're already stripped down to bare nuts and bolts. So all this padding, all the rubber mat's going to come out. I got to weld up all the holes in the floor. Not sure if I'm going to try to weld up the holes where it was screwed in on the sides or not, but we'll see what happens when I get there. Jack holder is going to come out, and we'll probably build a battery box and a charger containment box. It's going to go for the solar panel that's going to be mounted on here. And luckily, this van was a utility van, and it already has the racks on top. All I have to do is put a rail down both sides, and I'll be able to mount my solar panels on top, then run the wire work down through the side, up in here probably somewhere, and I'll run down this channel to where I'm going to mount the batteries in here. And then I'll build a platform that goes across that'll flip up on both sides for storage, and we'll have a bed here. Now the bad part, or the hard part, is we have our daughter who's 14 months old now, and we have to have a chair mounted in here somewhere for her to secure her down, because we're going to keep the two captain's chairs up front. So we got to find a chair that'll go here where this chair is, preferably out of like a, well, if I could find one, out of a Chevy Astro, but I'm not sure if they fold all that down. I know the Explorers do. What I'm looking for is one that the bottom will flip up, top will fold down, or one that folds down and then completely flips up like in a Dodge Caravan. So we'd have the extra space, because we want to build like a futon setup in here. But this is going to be a travel vehicle. And we're going to try to make it work. It's in rough shape, but it's got a good motor and transmission from what I can tell. It needs a whole lot of tune-up work. It's been sitting for about 3 years, but it's a start. And that's what we're doing now. We're going to start and see where we can go. Overall, the exterior is not in bad shape. So I think we've got a decent starting point. And hopefully I'll be able to get it done in a year so we can travel while my daughter's still small enough, and go see some friends and family that are out of state and in other parts of the country. But that's where we are. We'll see what happens. Oh, and my other cars are still here. I've done a lot of work. I've got this one. All of the wiring has been taken completely loose from the engine. So basically what I have to do now is unbolt the shock towers. I have to cut the exhaust pipe underneath probably, and then unbolt the subframe assembly on both sides, and then lift the car up, and I'm going to drop the whole subframe out and roll it out. And then I have to put a new motor mount and a new drive shaft in on this side. The drive shaft on this side actually goes through the rear lower motor mount, and it was broken on this engine, which is why the engine leaned so far back that it pulled the drive shaft out. So I have to replace the drive line and rear lower motor mount on this one, put it back together, and then do the same stripping that I did on that car over here, and then drop this one out, clean it up, change the oil pan gasket, valve cover gasket, and whatnot, and then put it in that car. This is going to be probably a year to year and a half long project, because I know that neither one of them are in running shape. This one, although it runs rough, will run and drive right now. So that's why I'm working on this one first, because we need something that's going to keep us going, because we don't have anything else in case of emergencies, and unfortunately our engine's making a lot of noise in that one. But that's where we are. Thanks guys for tuning in. If you have any questions or comments, please post, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks guys. Bye-bye.